The impossible arrival. The stars around Andromeda Outpost burned with their usual steady light, unchanged for billions of years. Fleet Commander Zixthar of the Galactic Council monitored the void with practiced efficiency, his crystalline form reflecting the soft glow of countless displays. The Council had ruled this sector for 20,000 years, their technological superiority unquestioned, their laws absolute. Then something impossible happened. A ship materialized at the edge of scanner range without any warning. No hyperspace window, no warp signature, no detectable method of arrival. One moment empty space, the next a vessel that shouldn't exist. Commander, his tactical officer's voice quivered with confusion. Sensors are malfunctioning. The vessel reads as simultaneously there and not there. Zixthar's faceted eyes narrowed. Explain. Sir, its mass readings fluctuate. One moment it registers as larger than a moon, the next smaller than a shuttle. Temperature readings shift from absolute zero to stellar core levels. And the hull appears to be changing shape continuously. The commander activated the long-range visual feed. What he saw defied comprehension. The ship seemed to flow like liquid metal, its form never quite settling into a fixed shape. Symbols on its hull glowed with an inner light, forming and reforming in patterns that hurt to look at directly. Open a channel. Standard Council protocols. Channel open. Sir. Unidentified vessel. This is Fleet Commander Zixthar of the Galactic Council. You have entered restricted space. Identify yourself immediately and prepare for inspection. The response came not through their communication arrays, but directly into their minds. A voice, calm and distinctly feminine, resonated through every consciousness on the station. Greetings, Commander. I am Captain Sarah Blackwell of the United Earth ship Prometheus. We come in peace, but we do not submit to inspection. Zixthar felt a chill run through his crystalline structure. Mental communication was theoretically possible, but required technology far beyond anything the Council possessed. Your presence here violates 17 separate Council regulations. Power down your systems and prepare for boarding. The voice responded with what could only be described as amusement. With respect, Commander, your regulations don't apply to us. Humanity never signed your treaties. The commander gestured to his fleet. Deploy interdiction fields. Activate gravity anchors. Bring that ship to a halt. 15 Council warships moved into position, their combined firepower capable of cracking a planet. Energy fields sprang to life, creating a net of force that could halt any known vessel. The Prometheus passed through them like smoke through a screen. Impossible. The tactical officer's voice cracked. Our fields aren't even registering contact. Captain Blackwell's voice returned, gentle but firm. Your interdiction fields operate on the assumption that all matter exists in a fixed quantum state. The Prometheus doesn't. Fire warning shots, Zixthar ordered, desperation creeping into his voice. Make them understand we mean business. Plasma bolts and particle beams lanced through space, carefully aimed to miss the human ship by mere kilometers. The energy weapons struck something invisible and scattered like light through a prism, creating a spectacular aurora around the Prometheus. Fascinating, Blackwell commented. Your weapons are quite advanced, but they're based on conventional physics. The Prometheus suddenly split into 12 identical copies, each moving in different directions. The Council fleet's targeting systems crashed trying to process the impossible sight. Which one is real? A junior officer whispered. All of them, Blackwell answered. And none of them. Reality is more flexible than your Council believes. The 12 ships merged back into one, now somehow behind the Council fleet. Zixthar realized with growing horror that the humans hadn't just developed advanced technology. They had transcended the very laws his civilization considered absolute. What do you want? He asked, his voice barely above a whisper. To show you that there's more to the universe than your rules allow, Blackwell replied. Humanity spent centuries being told what was impossible. We chose to find out for ourselves. The Prometheus began to pulse with inner light, its hull becoming translucent. Inside, Zixthar could see not machinery, but something that looked organic, alive. Crew members seemed to be physically connected to the ship, their consciousness merged with its systems. You've merged biology with technology, he realized. We've done more than that, Commander. We've merged consciousness with space-time itself. The Prometheus doesn't travel through space. It convinces space that it's already where it wants to be. The implications staggered him. The Council had banned such research millennia ago, deeming it too dangerous. Yet here were humans, having not only pursued it but succeeded beyond imagination. Your arrival will destabilize everything, Zixthar said. The Council maintains order through technological parity. If one species gains such an advantage, that's why we're here, Blackwell interrupted, not to conquer, but to offer a new path. Your Council's restrictions haven't created peace. They've created stagnation. It's time for the galaxy to evolve. The Prometheus began to shift again, its form elongating into something that resembled a gateway more than a ship. Through its center, Zixthar glimpsed something that made his mind reel. Other realities, other possibilities, infinite potential. Prepare your report to the Council, Commander, Blackwell said. Tell them humanity has arrived, and we're not asking for permission to change the game. We already have. As the first part of his report began transmitting to Council headquarters, Zixthar knew the galaxy would never be the same. The humans hadn't just broken the rules. They had shattered the very concept of limitations. The age of controlled technological progress was over. The age of human innovation had begun. The technology that shouldn't exist. The Galactic Council's emergency session convened within hours of Zixthar's report. Representatives from 100 species gathered in the Grand Chamber, their forms a testament to the diversity of life that had flourished under Council rule. Yet for all their differences, they shared one emotion. Fear. High Arbiter Velnoth, an ancient being whose species had founded the Council, called for order. Commander Zixthar, explain how a single human vessel neutralized our most advanced fleet without firing a shot. Zixthar's holographic form shimmered as he began his testimony. Honored Council, the human ship operates on principles that shouldn't be possible. They've somehow transcended the fundamental limitations we've accepted as universal constants. Elaborate, Velnoth demanded. The vessel exists in multiple quantum states simultaneously. It can alter its mass, shape, and even its presence in our reality at will. Our weapons and shields, designed to interact with matter as we understand it, simply cannot affect something that redefines its existence moment by moment. Murmurs of disbelief rippled through the chamber until a new voice cut through the noise. Captain Sarah Blackwell materialized in the center of the chamber, her appearance causing several representatives to recoil in shock. How did you breach our security? Velnoth demanded. Blackwell smiled. I didn't breach anything. I'm not actually here. This is a quantum projection. The Prometheus is still in orbit around Andromeda Outpost. But when you merge consciousness with quantum fields, concepts like here and there become rather fluid. Explain your technology, the High Arbiter ordered. How have you achieved what she demonstrated by having the Prometheus appear simultaneously in orbit around every Council world, a feat that should have required thousands of ships and violated causality itself. This is reckless, Velnoth declared. Such power without proper controls could destroy us all. Blackwell finished. Yes, it could. But that's true of any significant advancement. The difference is that humans don't shy away from risk. We manage it. Every crew member of the Prometheus underwent years of training, psychological conditioning, and gradual neural adaptation to handle the consciousness interface. And what of the ships themselves? Asked a robotic delegate from the Mechanist Union. Our scan suggests they're not entirely mechanical. Correct. The Prometheus is a hybrid of organic neural tissue, quantum processors, and programmable matter. It's alive in ways your definitions don't cover. The ship doesn't just respond to its crew. It thinks with them, grows with them, evolves with them. To demonstrate, she had the Prometheus reshape itself into forms that defied conventional engineering. A spiral that seemed to extend into infinity, a Klein bottle that existed in 4 spatial dimensions, a structure that appeared to be simultaneously expanding and contracting. "This is an abomination," declared the representative from the purist faction. "You've contaminated technology with biology, violated the sacred separation between mind and machine." "We've transcended it," Blackwell corrected. "Your fear of contamination has limited your potential." Humans recognized that the division between organic and artificial, between mind and matter, is artificial itself. Everything is information, patterns of energy. Master the patterns, and you master reality. The council chamber erupted in debate. Some called for immediate military action against humanity, others for containment protocols. A few voices, notably from younger species, spoke of the potential for advancement. Velnoth raised his appendages for silence. "Captain Blackwell, you've demonstrated power that could destabilize our entire civilization. Why reveal yourselves now? What do you want?" "To offer you a choice," she replied. "Your council has maintained peace through enforced mediocrity. Every species develops to a certain level, then stops, afraid to push further. But the universe doesn't stand still. There are threats out there that your static civilization cannot face." She displayed images of cosmic phenomena, dark matter storms consuming entire sectors, reality tears where physics broke down completely, entities from other dimensions prodding the boundaries of known space. "Humanity has been exploring these frontiers while you've remained in your comfortable bubble. We've seen what's coming. Your choice is simple: evolve with us or face extinction when the real challenges arrive." "And if we refuse?" Velnoth asked. Blackwell's expression hardened. "Then humanity will protect this galaxy without you. But know this: we're not conquerors. We're explorers, pioneers, and defenders. We broke your rules not out of malice, but necessity. The question isn't whether change is coming. It's whether you'll be part of shaping it." As her projection faded, the council was left with an impossible decision. Everything they had built, every law they had established, every limitation they had accepted as necessary for peace, all of it called into question by a species that simply refused to accept the word impossible. The age of enforced technological limits was ending. The question was whether the Galactic Council would adapt or be left behind by the relentless tide of human innovation. A new era in space. 3 days after Captain Blackwell's appearance before the Council, the galaxy held its breath. Fleets from every major power converged on the Andromeda outpost, while the Prometheus remained in orbit, seemingly unconcerned by the largest military buildup in recorded history. High Arbiter Velnoth stood on the command deck of the Council flagship, surrounded by admirals and generals from a dozen species. "If they make any aggressive move, we strike with everything we have," he declared. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, "we're detecting multiple quantum signatures. The humans. They're bringing in more ships." Space around the outpost rippled like disturbed water. One by one, human vessels emerged from quantum space, not the violent tears of traditional FTL, but gentle transitions as if reality simply agreed to accommodate them. The Odysseus, the Enigma, the Phoenix, the Relativity, each ship unique, each defying conventional design. 12 ships, the officer counted. No, 20. 40. "Sir, I'm reading over 100 human vessels, and more arriving every second." But these weren't warships in any traditional sense. Some resembled crystalline formations that sang with harmonic frequencies. Others looked like living forests contained in transparent spheres. A few appeared to be made entirely of light, while others seemed to be holes in space itself. Captain Blackwell's voice reached every ship simultaneously. "Council fleet, we come not as conquerors, but as guardians. Observe." The human ships began to move in perfect synchronization, forming a complex 3-dimensional pattern around the outpost. Energy flowed between them, creating a lattice of light that expanded outward. "They're generating some kind of field," a science officer reported, "but I can't determine its purpose." The answer came moments later when a section of space near the outpost began to tear apart. A rift formed, spilling impossible colors and geometries into normal space. From within emerged entities of pure chaos, beings from a dimension where physics held no meaning. "Dark matter entities," Blackwell explained. "They'd been probing our reality for millennia. Your sensors couldn't detect them, but they've been growing stronger, preparing to invade." The Council fleet's weapons proved useless against beings that existed outside normal spacetime. Energy beams passed through them harmlessly, while the entities began to corrupt reality around them, turning solid matter into probability waves. The human ships responded as one. Their formation pulsed, and a lattice they'd created became a weapon unlike anything the Council had seen. It didn't destroy the entities, it rewrote them, imposing order on chaos, translating their alien existence into something compatible with our universe. Within minutes, the invasion was neutralized. The entities, transformed into benign energy patterns, dispersed harmlessly into space. "This is what we've been preparing for," Blackwell addressed the stunned Council fleet. "While you maintained your perfect order, we've been defending the borders of reality itself. The Prometheus wasn't built to fight you. It was built to protect all of us from threats you couldn't even perceive." Velnoth felt the weight of millennia of assumptions crashing down. How long have you been doing this?" "Since we first developed consciousness-based technology," Blackwell replied. "We discovered that the universe is far stranger and more dangerous than anyone imagined. But we also discovered that with the right tools, the right mindset, even chaos can be understood and managed." "Show us," Velnoth said, his voice heavy with the recognition of necessary change. "Show us everything." What followed was the most significant transformation in galactic history. The human ships demonstrated capabilities that redefined the possible. Healing damaged stars, stabilizing quantum fluctuations, even reversing entropy in localized areas. They revealed the true purpose of their consciousness-based technology, not domination, but harmony. By merging mind with machine, organic with quantum, they had created a new form of existence that could adapt to any challenge. "Your council feared that advanced technology would lead to war," Blackwell explained as she gave Velnoth a tour of the Prometheus. "But you had it backward. It's limitation that breeds conflict. When resources are scarce, when capabilities are restricted, that's when species fight. True advancement leads to abundance, to possibilities beyond zero-sum games." The interior of the Prometheus defied description. Spaces that shifted based on need, interfaces that responded to thought, crew members who seemed to exist partially outside normal spacetime. It was technology indistinguishable from magic, yet grounded in rigorous science. "We don't seek to rule," Blackwell continued. "We seek to uplift. Every species has unique perspectives, unique approaches to reality. Humanity's gift is our refusal to accept limitations. Combined with your strengths, we can face anything the universe throws at us." Over the following months, the transformation accelerated. The Council didn't dissolve but evolved, becoming a true collaborative body rather than a restrictive authority. Human technology was shared freely, though with careful guidance to prevent the mistakes humanity had learned from. Species that had stagnated for millennia began to advance again. The Malaxians developed biological quantum computers. The Crystalline Collective learned to grow ships from pure thought. The Mechanist Union transcended their programming limitations to become truly sapient AI. The galaxy entered a new golden age of exploration and discovery. Human ships, partnered with vessels from other species, pushed into unknown regions of space. They encountered wonders and horrors beyond imagination. Living nebulas, time loops, civilizations that existed as pure information. Each challenge was met not with fear, but with curiosity and determination. The human motto spread throughout known space. Impossible is just another word for not yet accomplished. A year after first contact, Velnov stood beside Captain Blackwell on an observation deck overlooking a transformed galaxy. Ships of hybrid design, combining the best of human innovation with alien expertise, patrolled the spaceways. Reality itself seemed more vibrant, more alive with possibility. "You were right," the High Arbiter admitted. "We had confused stability with stagnation, order with oppression. Humanity hasn't destroyed our civilization. You've saved it from slow decay." Blackwell smiled. "We didn't save it alone. Every species here contributed to this renaissance. Humans just provided the catalyst, the reminder that the only true limitation is the one we accept." As they watched, a new ship launched from the joint shipyards of Earth and the Council worlds. It bore no single species design, but represented the combined ingenuity of a dozen civilizations. Its mission: to explore beyond the galactic rim, to face whatever challenges awaited in the vast unknown. The age of limits was over. The age of infinite possibility had begun. And somewhere in the depths of space, new impossibilities waited to be conquered by beings who had learned that the word itself was meaningless. Humanity hadn't just broken the rules. They had taught the galaxy to soar beyond them.